Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone this Saturday afternoon for our session where we're going to talk about not only selling mobile apps to small businesses and organizations, but we're talking about making a customer for life. Certainly when I found this industry, that was one of the things that was instantly of interest to me was to be able to not only make upfront money, but to build a residual income where I could do something, say, for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years that I was going to see a benefit from forever. It's interesting. In the past, industries like the insurance industry, the alarm system industry, where you're talking about home security, those are two things that definitely always interested me, and it was really for the same reasons, the concept that you can build a large residual income. In fact, it's funny, I actually had a previous business where we were in construction, and this was up in Cleveland, Ohio. We live in Florida now, but in Cleveland, Ohio, we definitely have 4 seasons. And so the business that we had allowed us to really work 2/3 of the year. And that other third, if we had a slow year, then it was going to be a question of, well, how are we going to eat? So I did get my insurance license so that during the winter months I could do that. And it was neat because same as with this business, I was able to gather myself a group of customers that paid me a residual income for years and years and years. And had I done that industry for 20 so years, I would have probably not been able to outlive my residuals. It's just that really it wasn't my main thing. Whereas today, when we talk about mobile apps, this is absolutely my main thing. So let's go ahead and jump into the information today. Again, making a customer for life. And the way that we're going to do that is by helping our customer to grow their app audience. So I really love this image over here. Found this in Google Images, and really, it instantly talked to me about my relation with certain customers that we have. And as we talk about discovering the secrets to keeping your customers for life, the first thing I want to talk about is you don't want every customer for life. You absolutely don't. For some customers, they're paying you dollars and cents, and it doesn't matter how much they're paying you, they are zapping your energy every step of the way. So I would, as we start talking about how to keep a customer for life, the first thing I would mention is that, again, you don't want every customer for life. So number two, you need to know when to cut the most challenging customers loose. The way that you are going to know when to cut the most challenging customers loose is step number 3, and that is to become your own moral compass. And as your own moral compass, you need to be the one to determine what is right and what is wrong. Now, realistically, you could be a jackass. And if you're a jackass, then you're probably not qualified to be a moral compass. But I'm sure you know someone in your life who is a phenomenal person. We're talking about someone who will not be taken advantage of. We're talking about someone who is fair, who is consistent, and who treats people properly. Once you understand a person like that, and hopefully it's you, then you are equipped to become your own moral compass. Certainly in my business dealings, I know the difference between right and wrong. And because I know the difference between right and wrong, my customer doesn't need to inform me when I'm doing something wrong because I already know that I'm doing something wrong. So since I know how I want to have my business set up, and I know how I want to treat my customers, I draw that line in the sand. And if my customer decides that they want to consistently cross that line in the sand, well then, bye-bye, Mr. Customer. Bye-bye, Mrs. Customer. So we're going to look at some of our customers that we have had come in the door and we've welcomed to walk right back out that door. We're going to do that here just in a few minutes. Now, it is not realistic to think that you're going to sign up 100 customers and then still have all 100 of those customers. In fact, in our business, when you talk about a 75% retention rate being good, when we started our business and got our first customer, my first thought with our first customer is, why in the heck are you even buying an app? I don't think it's going to help your business, but as long as you do and you're going to pay me money, fine, I'll sell you the app. It's $1,500. You decide you want to cancel this app in 3 days? Great. You paid me $1,500 to build it and to publish it. That is water under the bridge. You're now paying me on a monthly basis to maintain it. Realistically, if you want to keep it for 1 month and get rid of it, great. Then I've got my $1,500 on the front. I've got my $100 for that 1 month, $1,600 of revenue for a customer that bought and canceled. That's pretty darn good. I mean, think about all the people that never bought and just said no. How much revenue did you generate from them? Nothing. So if you're going to pay me my upfront money that I'm charging you to build the darn thing, and you want to keep it for a month or 3 months or 5 months or whatever it is, so be it. There is no contract. What we do want to do, though, is we want to prepare our customer for success. And we're going to do that by empowering them. Again, that's something we're going to talk about here in just a minute. Okay, so let's get into it. When we talk about that customer retention, take a look at this, this diagram or this picture, this image that's up here at the top. I think it's great. And you've got all these potential customers over here. And guess what? For this particular month, awesome. You got this number of customers. These 3 customers is what you are adding to your group of businesses that are paying you on a monthly basis. So this month you win these customers. They join the regular group of customers that you have here. And this month you also lost a couple of customers. Well, guess what? What are you going to do? Are you going to stick your head in the sand and cry? I'm not. I'm simply going to go out and get more customers. So in this example, you can see that we actually have a healthy business, because for round number's sake, if we're charging our customers $100 a month, this is a situation where we're generating 400, 800, 1,000, 13. We've got $1,700 a month coming in here. We brought 300 in new. We lost 200. So the net here is that our business is growing. Our monthly revenue is growing. And of course, again, based upon round numbers, we've actually got $4,500 of new revenue coming in. Plus an additional $300 a month, or $3,600 a year, is what these people represent. And then, of course, we have here what's coming out. So, folks, whether you realize it or not, this is reality. Not just with our business, but with any business out there where you're dealing with building a customer base. So that being said, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're never just staying the same. So what's it going to be? For us in our business, we are constantly churning, constantly making the numbers work for ourselves. We are constantly growing. It's really, really a beautiful thing. In fact, I had one of my sales reps send me a text message, I think it was on Wednesday, talking about how they had anticipated 6 sales that were going to be coming out of their sales pipeline. That is 6 sales that's going to be coming in the next 10 days from one of our handful of sales reps. Which is again why I say, for those of you that are like myself, where you discovered this business and you instantly thought, I'm going to get in this business, I'm going to get 10 sales reps, and I'm going to go out there and kill it. Well, good luck getting 10 sales reps, at least 10 sales reps that stick. When we brought 10 sales reps in, what we ended up having is, by the time we got them pitch books and flyers and business cards and all that stuff, by the time they had that stuff in their hands, literally 3 of those sales reps quit, never even gave out a business card, which left us with 7. 2 weeks later, we were down to 3. 2 months later, we had 2 of those people, and you know what? Those 2 people are still with us 2 years later. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, so we're talking about keeping customers. And down at the bottom, I want to talk to you about some customers that we have sold and lost. And what's really interesting is if you're just getting started like we were 2.5 years ago, then you're just trying to figure out how to get your first customer. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you will be disciplined and you will walk through the doors or hire people to walk through the doors so that when today comes and goes, you know you've got 3 people that you're going to show a demo app to, and the week is over and you've got 15 people to show demo apps to. And then you do the numbers and you end up pitching 10 of those people and you end up closing 1, 2, 3, or 4 of those people. That's what it's all about. However, again, you're not going to keep them all. So let's just go through these experiences here of customers that we have signed up and ultimately lost. The first one here, I had a lady in Richmond, Virginia, and she actually walked through the door of a restaurant, and when she started talking to the guy could barely speak English, and he told her that he actually had an influence over 20, I think it was 22, either 22 or 23, but we'll stick with 22. There were 22 restaurants, and he was basically in charge of a buying group for those 22 restaurants. Needless to say, we generated over $10,000 out of this account. But let me tell you where we went wrong. The first place that we went wrong is when we negotiated the pricing. We negotiated the pricing, and our pricing was too low. It was too low, and by that, what I'm saying is, literally, the sales rep that I had in that area on a monthly basis was not generating enough revenue for herself. And out of that initial check, although she got thousands of dollars in her pocket, she was not generating enough revenue to go and supply personal service to those 9 deals. So here's the problem with that. When we negotiated everything, it was done in such a way that this buying manager, they were supposed to go out and train the 9 locations. They were supposed to go out and get everybody set up and answer their questions and take them into the back office and do all of that stuff. Well, guess what never happened? The guy never went and trained the 9 people. Then guess what? We didn't generate enough revenue for us to go out there and do it. The guy was too busy. He was too stupid to promote his own business. Let me give you another key. These 9 restaurants, they also all had Facebook, which of course is free. And when you looked at all 9 Facebook pages, I would say there was a combined 3 pictures and a combined 3 posts. You know what that tells me? That tells me that we have 9 businesses that are not even utilizing a free tool to grow their business. You know, by contrast, we have other customers who literally have got 100,000 likes on their Facebook pages. They've got Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram and on and on and on, things I've never even heard of before. So if you've got one customer that's got 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 likes on their Facebook, and then you've got another customer that has a Facebook that's not even using it, you know what that tells me? One business promotes their business, the other business does not. So realistically, if you've got a business that's not promoting their business, even if they buy an app, chances are they're not going to do anything with it. So you get that customer and you want to find someone. So here are our lessons. Number 1, you got to charge enough money that you're going to be willing to go and service your customer. Number 2, You need to make sure that you identify someone in that company that you can work with, whose hand you can hold, who you can get to actually do the things that are necessary to promote the app. And we're going to get into what those things are here in just a couple of minutes. But it's really important that you can find someone to work with that has the power to get in there. And again, make sure that you're offering a pricing structure that is going to allow you to be able to be profitable where you're still going to be able to provide service. So if we could do this deal over again with those 9 restaurants, we would not have been so eager to drop our price, or should I say drop our pants with the price. What we should have done, I mean, realistically, I'm sure we went in there and we were talking about, $1,500 is what we normally charge. Well, what if we were going to buy, 4 apps? Oh, well, we could take it down to $1,250. Well, what if we're going to buy 10 apps? Well, my gosh, we can get you down to $900 a piece, or whatever it was. Obviously, when we were just getting started in our business, at the time that we brought these 9 sales in, we probably had, we probably had 20 deals at this point. So for us to bring in 9 more with the swipe of a pen, we were super duper excited. However, we should have charged them more money, and if that meant we didn't get the business, that would have been okay too. But, I don't look at losing these 9 apps. I don't look at that as a loss. I look at that as a gain, because we put $10,000 plus in our pocket on a customer that got on board and canceled. And I'm sure right now, if you're just getting started in this business, you're thinking to yourself, my God, I can't wait to generate $10,000. So that's our first story. The second one is we had a tanning salon that was actually part of a franchise, and what they did is they knew that they needed to contact the home office to be able to get permission to have an app, and they got verbal permission. What they didn't have was written permission. So the customer paid $1,500. We built the app. It went live with Apple, and then all of a sudden they were instructed to take the app down. By that point in time, again, they'd already paid the $1,500. They'd already paid their first month of $100. They simply didn't have written permission to have the app. Great. That's $1,600 in our pocket. Yes. The third business there on the list that is a customer that we had then lost, the guy is a marijuana, he's got a marijuana delivery service. He is in Arizona, and medical marijuana is legal there. And my sales rep, we have several sales reps, but this particular sales rep, he's the guy that likes to say, well, what's the lowest we can sell this for? I want to go sell 5 deals at the lowest price. Well, for me, again, hey, that's 5 deals. Bring it on. And you want to go sell an app for $1,000 as opposed to $1,500. Great. You make $500. We make $500. Everybody's happy. With this particular idiot customer, they paid $1,000 for the app. And I think the way that we had to do it, I think the sales rep got like $160 up front. Then he went and got, another $100 after the first week, another $100 after the second week. And then after that, it was $160 a month until the $1,000 was paid off, and the customer was paying $60 on a monthly basis. So it's hysterical that this guy went through all that, paid this thing off over the course of 6-7 months, whatever it was, kept it for another couple months, and then he wanted to cancel. And it was like, okay, see you later, bye-bye. This guy was a jackass customer right from the start. And it's funny because every step of the way that we've been in this business, we've had that customer that in my mind is the weakest customer of ours. And the whole while I'm thinking, please just cancel. Please just cancel. Please just cancel. And when they finally do, it's like, all right. So when this guy canceled, like, and this is our latest cancellation, I'm like thinking to myself right now, who is our weakest link? And as far as our customers, and as I'm thinking about it, I don't think we have a jackass customer right now. So probably we're bringing on a new jackass customer probably this week. But yeah, guy's a complete and total idiot, and I'm glad to be rid of him. The next one on the list is a ladies' clothing boutique. Again, we generated over $2,000. The reason they ultimately canceled their app is that the two people that owned the business, they broke up as partners. So they needed to get rid of the app, which is really too bad because they had generated about 900 downloads in the first month that they had the app. Well, wow, Ken, 900 downloads in the first month? Wow. Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about a business that's got 70, 80,000 likes on their Facebook. So for them to get 900 people to download their app in the first month, all that means is they needed to simply tell their customer base, hey, we have an app, and then all their customers are going to run out and get it. So I was sad to see this customer go. In fact, when the lady called me to cancel, she was sad as well. And I told her it was going to be a $100 cancellation fee, which I literally made up on the spot. And she was like, oh, please go ahead and charge the credit card right now. And so we did. And she was like, thank you for charging the credit card because now my partner that I hate has to pay part of that. And I'm glad they have to pay that money. And I'm like, whatever. It's another $100 in my pocket. So sad to see that customer go. And I told that customer if they were to restart the business without their partner, I wouldn't charge them a penny to republish their app and get her back on board because literally she's a $100 a month customer that's going to pay me $1,200 a year, $12,000 over the next 10 years, and that's a beautiful thing. So I hope she starts her business back up because she was really successful. She just needed to get rid of her partner. The last one on the list has some special memories for me. It's a bail bonds company. And I had a sales rep who is now in jail. It was funny. The guy answered my ad in Craigslist. We went all the way through the sales training. And at the end of the sales training, he tells me he doesn't have a car. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I should probably tell you to go get another job, that this isn't going to work for you, but you're telling me you're going to ride your bike and you're going to go out there and you're going to work harder than anyone else? And I'm like, hey, listen, you know what? This is a 100% commission-only job. So if you want to go ride your bicycle around in the 150-degree days that we have here in South Florida, who am I to tell you that you can't be successful? In fact, I've got sales reps that have got, cars and health and everything on their side that I can't get to go to work. So when I have someone that wants to go to work, hey, I will be here to support you. And if you're successful, great. If you're not successful, I told you were never going to make it. So anyway, this guy goes out and he actually, long story short, probably 20 years ago, he fell off of a ladder, hit his head, and mentally has never been the same again. But what he could do is he could go walk through doors, and he could go through the free demo call script. See, this is why I know that anyone who goes to work can be successful, because I have hired idiots, mentally challenged people, and they have been able to go out and walk through the doors and be successful. So he had set an appointment with this bail bonds company, and I told him that because he was really one of he's one of two of my sales reps that we've ever had. And let's say I've probably had 30 to 40 people come and go through that door. Most of those people never even went to work, not even one day. And that's what you'll find is that if you run a sales team, most people will quit before they even give a presentation, before they even hear a no. This guy walked into the door of this bail bonds company. I told him that because he was close, I would do his first few presentations for him. He would get the same sales commissions as if I was not even there. So he set this appointment. We went in there. This bail bonds company, it was dirty. There were roaches. I mean, there was literally like, I'm not sure. I am not confident that this business did not have dirt floors. So we did the sales presentation. When the lady found out that we had sold another bail bonds company, which was actually our very first sale, she said, oh, I want this. If she has it, then we're behind. How do you like that? If our competitor has this already, and we're just finding out about this, then we are behind. So she got her partner on the phone, put her partner on the phone with me, and that's when the guy said, well, how much for 4 apps? And I was like, what? I thought you guys didn't have any money. I prejudged your business. I didn't even come in here at our regular price. I knew you were going to say no. So I was like, yeah. And I think the price I don't even remember 100%, but I think the price I quoted him was $1,000, right off the top for 1 app. And then when he was like, how about 4 apps? I don't remember exactly, but we got them probably for $750 each. And then we had them where they were paying us, I think $60 a month. So was that $612? So that's $240 a month is what these people were paying. The sales rep, right after getting paid, got arrested for selling drugs and went to jail. And I remember this so much because he kept, the sales rep was trying to take me to small claims court because I refused to pay him a sales commission while he was in jail. I'm going to say that again. The sales rep, right after he got his upfront sales commission, got arrested for selling drugs. It was cocaine, and I'm pretty sure that he was within 1,000 feet of a school. So he just disappeared. I had no idea where he went until I started getting those phone calls. You are receiving a call from someone in the, let me think, where was he? This is Indian River County. St. Lucie County, Martin County. So he was in the Martin County prison calling me like I'm going to take that call. No, thank you. So next thing I know, I'm getting a certified letter where this guy is serving me, telling me he wants to take me to court so that he can continue to get his $10 a month residual times 4 apps, which is $40 a month. He wanted his money. And I'm like, hey, dumbass, you're in jail. You cannot service this customer. Why would I pay you a commission? So long story short, went to court, made my case. The judge was like, case dismissed, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, we generated over $6,500 for these 4 apps. When the customer finally canceled, I was glad he canceled. Let me tell you why. When we get our customer sign up, if it's perfect, we're going to get a check for $750. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to walk in the business on Monday, introduce ourselves, and we're going to secure an appointment for Wednesday that we're going to show back up with a free demo. We show up Wednesday, we make a sale, they write us a check for $750. This is best case scenario. We show back up 5 days later. It's now Monday. They write us our second check for $750. On one of those 2 appointments, we get their credit card. We start charging it for $100 once it goes live for Apple. That is best case scenario. When a customer says to us that they don't want to use their credit card for that monthly basis, what we tell them is we will accept a check. However, we're only going to accept a check when you're paying us every 3 months, 6 months, or once a year. So we actually have one customer that pays us once a year, and then the rest of our quarterly customers, they'll send us a check once every 3 months. So this customer, the bail bonds people, they started out when we were charging their credit card monthly, and then the guy wanted to switch to the first bail bonds app we did was like Big Trouble Bail Bonds or Big Trouble Bail Bonds. It had two names. They're so stupid. Big Trouble Bail Bonds and Big Time Bail Bonds. And honestly, I am not sold on the concept of a bail bonds company getting an app. But in both situations, all 5 bail bonds that we've sold, or should I say all 5 apps, they were convinced that they had to have it. Great, I'll sign you up. But once they switched to do the quarterly thing, then it was a fight getting that check out of them. And so I kept writing them these threatening emails. Dude, I don't give a rat's ass if you want to cancel your service. Please, if you want to cancel, cancel. If you don't want to cancel, pay the bill. The guy kept trying to get me to lower the amount we were charging him, and I was like, absolutely not. So literally in all my dealings with this guy, I did not care. You either write a check and send it, or I am cutting you off. Either way is just fine with me. So you've got to have that conviction as well. And just as we were talking about earlier, it's all about being that moral compass. One of the things that we talked about before was empowering your customer, preparing your customer for success. I have this idiot sales rep named Lewis, and he's a straight up idiot. I wish he was on the call, and I hope he hears this. I tell him he's an idiot pretty much every day, except for the fact that this idiot has been consistently making sales on a weekly basis for the last 2 years. Other than that, I can't stand him. And here's why. I tell Lewis, when you go out and get a customer, we need to train them on the back office. Lewis, who's from New Orleans, he goes out and sells a business called Zupardo's Family Market. It is the oldest family-owned grocery store in New Orleans. So instead of training these people on the back office, Lewis gets it into his head that he wants to perform certain back office functions for the customer. You want to know why he wants to do that? He wants to do that so that the customer will feel like they're getting value out of their $100 a month. And I'm like, Lewis, you are an idiot. Train your customer on the back office and let them know we are here for support if they need help or if they can't get to the computer fast enough to do something that needs to be done right away. Not Lewis. So here's a conversation that took place recently. Zupardo's Family Market. We love our app. Lewis, the idiot sales rep. Great. I won't show you how to make your own changes. Zupardo's Family Market. You know, for the last 18 months, we've had you enter our weekly circular into our back office. Now we can't get you on the phone, Lewis. Lewis, the idiot sales rep. Crickets. Zupardo's Family Market. We ain't paying. Idiot sales rep, Lewis. Crickets. I was so pissed when this customer got me on the phone and they're telling me that they couldn't get a hold of Lewis, their idiot sales rep, and they were trying to get their circular in and they couldn't figure out how to do it. And I said to the customer, you know, Mr. Customer, a couple of years ago or however long you had your app, I told Lewis to train you on the back office. And he didn't want to show you how to do this. You know what the customer said? The customer said, I sure wish he would have shown us how to do this. Instead of training the customer, instead of empowering the customer, every Tuesday for the last 18 months, Lewis has gotten an email from the marketing department of the supermarket. Then Lewis takes this image, saves it to his computer, uploads it into the information tab that shows their weekly circular. And Lewis feels like he's doing the customer such a good deed. Meanwhile, the customer wishes they could do it themselves, and I would say that probably 10 times over the last 18 months, Lewis called me in a panic saying, Ken, can you do it? Because I'm busy and I can't get to it. Each one of those 10 times, I literally was bitch slapping Lewis, telling him, why will you not train your customer? This is literally an accident waiting to happen. So when this conversation happened, and this was probably 6 weeks ago with me and the folks from Zupardo's, I told Lewis that I would handle them from now on, and no longer will he receive a residual check for what we're doing with this particular app because he refuses to service them. So what did I do? I trained the customer on the back office, and now the customer doesn't need to talk to us ever again. Idiot sales rep Lewis. So, the secret to keeping a customer for life: help them get mobile app downloads. The more mobile app downloads that your customers have, the more likely it is that they are going to be with you as long as the business is standing. And when the business decides to sell the business, you know what they can do? They can sell the app right along with the website, right along with the chairs and the tables and the sign and the inventory and everything else that goes right along with the business. So when we talk about helping your customers to get app downloads, what are we talking about? Well, if you were on the webinar that we did with Andrew and VA yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, this question that comes up bothers me. I don't think there's anything else that we do in this business that bothers me as much as this stupid, idiotic question. Hey, Ken, how do I promote my app? Oh, my God. Hello? It's an app. We talked about this in the webinar. I use the analogy of what McDonald's does. When McDonald's comes out with the Shamrock Shake, when McDonald's comes out with the McRib, and they do that every single year, how does McDonald's promote it? They promote it using a method that is literally by any means necessary. They do it on TV, newspaper, in the coupon magazines, billboards, flyers, table tents, social media, website. If they have an email list, I'm sure they do so by sending it out through that. Posters, signage, literally by any means necessary. So when we're talking about doing this with any business, the first thing you need to do so let's back up, because here's how we're going to get this information. When you go in to do a sales presentation, and understand what we're talking about is we're making two sales. Initially, we're selling the free demo. Yes, I'll take a look at your free demo. Awesome. So now you show up to do your presentation. You're armed with your free demo. You're armed with the other demos that you have, or the other apps that you've already done. You've got your pitch book, and you are rearing and ready to go. But before you get into any of your information, there are some questions that you need to ask. Now, if you've listened to the webinar that we've done that shows me doing my sales presentation, utilizing my pitch book and blah, 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 then what you're going to find is we cover this in detail in that presentation. But what's going to happen is you're going to walk in and you're going to say, so Mr. Customer, what do you guys do here in this business? Now, if it's a pizza restaurant, you know what they do, so bypass the question. The next question that you're going to ask, so Mr. Customer, what do you do here in this business? Well, I'm the janitor. Wait a minute, Mr. Customer. When I first came in, you told me you were the owner. Yeah, I know I said that, but I lied. This is how we do things here in this business. Me, the janitor, first I look at it. If I think it's good, then I pass it along to this person, who passes it along to this person, and blah, blah, blah. Now listen, that's all fine and dandy. I'm perfectly okay with you being the janitor and me having to make a presentation to the janitor. However, before we go any further, we are going to make a deal that after I show you this information, if you like it, that you are going to put me on the path of the next step. And if the next step is to meet with the owner, then you are going to set that appointment up so that me, you, and the owner can look at this information. Okay? That is literal. Now, in addition to that, the next question that I'm going to ask, and this is the final question that I'm going to ask before I get into my sales presentation, that question is, hey, Mr. Customer, how do you promote your business? Well, Ken, we use billboards. Really? How many do you have? Where are they located? How long have you been doing that? How much does that cost? How's your response with that? Awesome. A lot of great information I have written down about your billboards. Hey, Mr. Customer, how else do you promote your business? Through social media? Wow, genius. Which social media do you use? Facebook, any other ones? Twitter, anything else? No, that's it. Do you pay Facebook or Twitter money? Oh, you do? How much? What programs are you using that they have? And on and on and on. So I want to get as much information as I can on how they are promoting their business. This is before I go into my sales presentation. And the reason I want to gather this information is that later on, when they're writing checks and they've said they want the app, obviously the next thing I've got to do is show them how to promote your app. So, Mr. Business, if you are utilizing all of these marketing methods to advertise your business, you know what you're going to do now? You're going to do the same thing that McDonald's does. You are going to use a method that is by any means necessary, or should I say all of the above. Mr. Customer, you said that you do TV, newspaper, the coupon magazines that go out every month, billboards, flyers, table tents, social media, website, email blasts, signage, posters. You're telling me that this is how you promote your business. So, Mr. Company, you have a lemonade stand. If you were going to start offering iced tea along with your lemonade, how would you let your customers know? Well, Ken, I've used TV, newspaper, coupon magazine, billboards, flyers, table tents, social media, website, email blast, signage, and posters. Great. Now that you're getting a mobile app, my suggestion is that you include in the advertising that you're already using, you include the information about the mobile app. How simple is that? Now, the reality is, when you include all of this information in the mobile app, it really sets you up with this question right here. Write this down. Now, when you're in the beginning and you ask, you should be writing right now, when you are at the beginning of your presentation and you're asking your customer what kind of advertising they do, and they tell you that they don't do any advertising, you would obviously never utilize this information. However, when your customer tells you that the sort of advertising that they do is that whole long list we just went through, or half of that list, or whatever it is, I am going to follow that up by saying, Mr. Customer, if I could show you a way to cut your advertising budget in half. You see, you just said you're spending $50,000 a year on advertising. If I could show you a way to cut your advertising budget in half, while at the same time growing your business. Is that something that you'd be interested in? If I could show you a way to cut your advertising budget in half. Hold on, let me fix something here. Crazy lady. Come on. Okay, let's fix it on the fly. If I could show you a way to cut your advertising budget in half over the course of the next 12 months. Perfect. So if I could show you, Mr. Customer, if I could show you a way to cut your advertising budget in half over the course of the next 12 months, all while growing your business, is that something that you would be interested in? Now, if you did your work on the front end and you have a list of how they're advertising their business and you know exactly how much they're spending on all that advertising, you are prepared to ask this question. And when you ask this question and they tell you, yes, I would like to hear how I can take my advertising budget from $50,000 a year to $25,000 a year. What they're saying is, I would like to find out how I can save $25,000 a year. Show me how to save $250,000 in the next 10 years. Please show me and show me right now. Does it really matter at that point how much the app costs? You could literally be selling the app for $5,000. And if they're going to save $25,000, you literally just put $20,000 in their pocket. So, let's go from here and let's build some value. All right, here we go. We have some great tools inside of our app that we can utilize to create magic, to create downloads. Let me go through a scenario. So, Mr. Customer, you have a restaurant. Your restaurant has, let's say that your restaurant has 25 tables in it. And let's say that every single day, those 25 tables, let's say that you fill them all up 2 times. So those 25 tables flip 1 time every day. So that means that on the day, you had 50 tables worth of people that showed up. Maybe it was 1 person, maybe it was 4 people, maybe it was 10 people. Imagine this. Imagine that for each one of those 50 tables that you serviced, your waiter came over and said the following. Hey, I'd like to welcome you all to our restaurant today. What I would like to do is take your drink orders, and when I come back with your drinks, I will tell you about our specials for the day. What would you like to drink? You get the drink order, you go get the drinks, now you come back, you deliver the drinks, and you tell your customer, now, as far as our specials are concerned, we have a brand new mobile app. You can download it from the App Store on your smartphone. And with our brand new mobile app, what we're doing is if you download our app right now and you click on the share button or the tell a friend tab, and if you will share our app on your Facebook, we will give you a free appetizer. We will give you happy hour pricing for your drinks, even though it's not happy hour. So basically what you're doing is you're saying to these people in this restaurant, hey, you 50 tables, if you download our app and click a few buttons, which has you posting about our app on your Facebook, I'm going to give you free food. I'm going to give you free drink. Out of those 50 tables, how many people are going to be interested in getting free food? Duh, all of them. However, not all of them have smartphones. So let's say out of those 50 tables, let's say that 70%, which is 35 tables, have smartphones. But then realistically, you're going to have multiple people at those tables that have smartphones. So let's say out of 35 tables with smartphones, let's say you've got 50 people that download the app and share it on their Facebook. Now, I don't know about you, but I've got like 300, 400, 500 people that are my friends on Facebook. How many do you have? Well, let's use a conservative number like 200 Facebook friends on average, and we've got 50 people that are promoting your app. 50 people promoting your app times 200 people on Facebook. That's right, folks. You just gained 50 downloads and 10,000 exposures of their app in one day. What did it cost you? Some appetizers, some drinks, some free food. Now, there are 30 days in the month, so those downloads that we just got, over the 50 downloads that we just got today, over the course of a month, that's 1,500 downloads. Not only that, but your Facebook exposures, well, let's see. You just got 300,000 exposures on Facebook. So what we're talking about is word of mouth advertising on steroids. Folks, let's take it a step further. We've got 1,500 downloads times 12 months. That is 18,000 app downloads. Did you hear what I said? That is 18,000 app downloads. You also have 3.6 million exposures of Facebook or of your app on Facebook. So word of mouth advertising is awesome. What we're talking about is super duper quadruple awesome. And let me show you why. I just showed my customer how to get 18,000 people to download their app. They only have 50 tables. Let's say that of those 18,000 people, let's say that some people delete it. Let's say we've got 15,000 people that have downloaded their app. With your app, you have this thing called push notifications. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Customer. If you can send out a push notification on a rainy day that says, hey, we're having 2-for-1 entrees today. We have a ton of fresh fish in here. Come on in and clear it out. Why in the world would you be spending $50,000 a year on advertising? I literally just showed the customer how to cut their advertising dollars in half. How? Again, customer has 50 tables. Those tables turn over 2 times. That's a total, they've got 25 tables. Those 25 tables turn over 2 times. That's 50 tables worth of people. Only 70% or 35 of those tables have smartphones. So those 35 tables, though, some of those tables have got 1 person that's going to download the app. Other tables have got 4 people that are going to download the app. End of the day, my goodness, you've got 50 people that downloaded the app. At the end of a month, that's 1,500. At the end of a year, you've got 18,000 people that have downloaded your app, and those 18,000 people are doing their word-of-mouth advertising with 3.6 million people on Facebook. All of that is to get those 25 tables that you have filled up round the clock 24/7. That's what this is all about. I literally just showed the customer how to cut their advertising budget in half. How? Utilizing the Tell a Friend tab. Now, how you like me now? What about the email photo tab? How is that going to help your customer to reduce the amount they're spending on advertising and increase the number of people that download their app? I'll tell you how. Let's imagine for just a second that you have a ladies' clothing boutique. In fact, I am working on one. Nope, I just did a demo for a ladies' clothing boutique yesterday. Seahorse Lane Boutique. And I can't remember what the code is. I think the app code is like C11, SEA and then 11. I think that's the demo code. I'll check before we're done. Anyway, with the email photo tab, imagine this, because this would work great with a bar, with a restaurant, with a ladies' clothing boutique, whatever. So again, you've got this restaurant, you've got this bar, they've got the app, they've got the email photo tab. Here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to say. Customers, come on in, download our app, and when you do, what we want you to do is we want you to send us pictures of yourself having a good time in our restaurant, in our bar. You've got a ladies' clothing boutique. We want you to buy our clothes, to take pictures of yourself in the clothing. Be a model for a day. Once you take those pictures and you send those pictures to us, what we're going to do is we're going to take those pictures and we are going to stick them on the front page of the app. You see, we have an opportunity to have a total of 5 sliding images that are sliding across the front of the app. So you are going to buy our clothes, you're going to take your picture in our clothes and send it to us. We're going to pick 5 pictures, 1 picture, whatever it is. We're going to pick that, and you've been selected. You're a winner. We are now going to take that picture, and we are going to put it on the front of the app. Now that you're on the front of the app for the next week, 2 weeks, the next month, or whatever it is, you know what's going to happen? You are going to get discounted pricing from us for the entire length of time that you are on the front page of our app. So if I've got a ladies' clothing boutique and I've got 5 people that have sent in their pictures that have been selected for this month-long period of time, I am going to take those pictures and I'm going to stick them on the front of the app. Let me tell you what just happened. Number 1, I've got 5 customers that just purchased stuff right through my app. That's number 1. Number 2, those 5 people are going to call 10 people each. And they are going to tell those 10 people that they need to download that app today. Why do I need to download the app, friend? I'll tell you why, friend. You need to download that app because my picture is on the front of that app. It's called vanity. You need to download that app so that you can see my picture in those clothes on the front of the app. Guess what that means? That means you've got 5 people that just made purchases, and those 5 are telling 10 other people. That's 50 brand new people that just downloaded your app for no other reason than you have the email photo tab and you're doing this promotion. In that example of doing that and keeping those pictures up there for the month, getting 50 new people that just downloaded your app for the month, that's 600 new downloads for the year. What if you keep those pictures up there, not for the month, but for 2 weeks? Guess what? Your numbers just doubled. Now you got 1,200 people that have just downloaded the app for no other reason than the email photo tab. Hello? What if you're a bar? You ever heard of GNO? Sure you have. GNO. GNO. Girls Night Out. Girls Night Out is the greatest invention for bars, for restaurants, for haberdasheries. That's right, I said it. Haberdashery. And I'll say it one more time. Haberdashery. Here's how it works, folks. GNO is in effect. I got 8 ladies sitting over at that table doing shots, having a good old time. Those 8 ladies take an 8-lady selfie. They send it through the email photo tab. They've been selected. Look out. Those 8 ladies can come back to this bar anytime for the next month. And when they do, no matter what time of day they come, they get happy hour pricing. No matter what time of day they come, they get buy one appetizer, get one free. No matter what time of day they come, they get buy an entree, get a free appetizer. No matter what time of day they come, they're getting free something. So what does that look like? I'll tell you what it looks like. You've got 8 ladies. They're going to tell, again, 5 people each. So now you've got a situation where those 8 ladies just told 40 people. Let's round it up. That's 50 people, folks. You've got 5 sliding images. That's 250 people. Again, multiply that times 12. That's 3,000 people that are going to download your app. Why are they going to download your app? Because of GNO. Because a group of ladies came into the restaurant, came into the bar, came into the nightclub, took a selfie, sent it to us through the email photo tab. They were selected, and now they're on the front of the app. The whole time they're on the front of the app, magic happens. That's right, flipping magic happens. So now they're telling everybody that they know, look at me, look at me, look at me. You know what that is? It is a human emotion. When Eve started biting into that apple, that's right, folks, we all became much more human and frail, and there's something called vanity. So put that vanity to work for you, Mr. Business Owner, with the email photo tab. Get your customers to take pictures of themselves doing whatever the heck your business does. They send those pictures. You take that picture, stick it on the front of the app. However long they're on the front of the app, it's bonus time. You know when you're playing Pac-Man and you eat that little energy pellet and then all of a sudden you're in the bonus? Exact same thing. During that whole amount of time, those people are calling their friends, family, whatever, saying download our app. Put it to work for you. What we're talking about here, folks, are stories. I could have picked a bunch of different pictures here to get the point across of telling a good story. I chose this picture because when it comes right down to it, in this business, you are the storyteller. You are that crazy looking lady right there who's barefoot. And you need to not only tell a good story, but you need to treat the people that you're talking to like they're flipping 3-year-olds. Why? Because the people you're talking to, these business owners, they have no idea what you're talking about. So you are the expert. You are the one that is going to lead the way. That's how it has to be. And what you'll find when you get the customer that knows everything and they want you to know that they know everything, they're not buying anything anyway. The only reason they have you there is to show, so they can show somebody how much they know. They're not interested. All of our customers, we're sitting there explaining to the customers exactly how it works. When it comes to cars, I purposefully know nothing about cars. It's so funny when I go into the what's the place called? My automotive place. My Bobby's Automotive is the place that I go to. Buddy of mine, Bobby, owns a place. I go in there like, yeah, what year is your car? I'm like, I have no idea. I know what color it is. I know where the gas goes. I know how to stick the key in the ignition. I don't know anything else. You guys are the experts. And it's so funny whenever they're done and I'm writing my check or whatever, they're trying to explain to me what the heck was wrong with my car. I'm like, I don't care. You're the experts. You're the ones that need to know that stuff. So again, when you get there and you're in front of your customer, you're the expert. Explain how they're going to use the app. Explain to them how to promote the app, because literally when you help them to get people to download the app, what you have is a customer for life. A customer for life for you means a secure, ongoing revenue that is not going anywhere ever. And that's why we all got into this business. So we've recorded this webinar like we do every week. Later on today, if you missed any part of this, this is going to be up on our website. In fact, I'll send an email out once we get this thing posted. The webinar that we just did with Andrew from BA, I think I have the link for that. I'm going to have to check. If not, we'll get that one up on Monday. But we do have a couple of other ones that we did with Andrew some time ago. We'll be getting those up on the website later on today. So let's talk about next week's webinar quite briefly. Next week's webinar, we're going to talk about the most important facet of this business, and that's called numbers. Bottom line, numbers matter. Numbers are really the only thing that matters. And when it comes to this business, we're talking about prospecting, we're talking about making presentations, and we're talking about closing. Folks, get started. Get started. Get started by leaving the flipping house. Here it is, in a nutshell. Get yourself business cards, flyers, a sales presentation book. That way you're branded. Get yourself a website. Get yourself some sales reps, 1, 2, 3, 15, whatever it is, along with yourself. Whether it's you all by yourself, whether it's one sales rep, whether it's 15 sales reps, whatever it is, make sure everybody has all the same stuff. Business cards, flyers, pitch book, demo apps. Then identify 3 different industries: pizza restaurants, nightclubs, tattoo parlors. Make yourself a list of 10 or 20 of each of those businesses. So now you've got a list of 30 or 45 or 60 businesses. Now, get in your car and leave. Go to the first tattoo parlor. While you're there, when you're done talking to them, walk up the street 4 businesses. Cross the street. Go down the street 10 businesses. Cross the street. Now, go up the street 4 businesses. You're going to end up right where you started. When that happens, what you're going to realize is every business that you go to, that you've got targeted ahead of time, those 3 vertical markets, what you want to do is you literally want to walk into those 30 businesses, and for each of those 30 businesses, if you're going into 10 additional, that means to exhaust those 30 businesses, you are literally going to have 330 businesses that you have walked through those doors. If you do that and you follow the information that is inside of the sales presentation that we have recorded on our website, what you are going to find is that the numbers will start working in your favor, just like it does and has for me and my business. That's what it's all about, is numbers, numbers, numbers. So we're going to get into that next week in our webinar. And again, what you're going to want to do is, if you haven't already, you're going to want to sign up for the crew, because what the crew is going to do for you and your business is it's going to allow you to have a quick peek into what we have done to be successful in this business. That is a no holds barred access to what we've done. We've got members who have reached out to me and said, hey, I saw your sales presentation. Can you send it to me? Hey, can you send me the contract forms that you use? Can you send me the flyers that you use? Hey, can you take a look at my marketing plan and give me some feedback as far as what you think of what we've done here? Hey, I'm over here trying to get schools like you've done. How do I set up a marketing plan as far as going out there and being able to give the schools the apps for free? We're sitting here. We actually got some phenomenal news. Again, all these days run into each other. I don't know if it was Friday or Thursday or Wednesday, but we've got an opportunity now where we are looking at a school district that has 186 schools. We are going to provide them with one app for each school. And really, we could go in there and do about 250 apps for those schools that are in that district. Our meeting is coming up, and I don't know, it's either the 11th, the 13th, or the 20th of July is when we have our meeting with the powers that be for that school district. And let's assume for just a second that we get that deal. We've got to put we basically have to create an advertising company to be able to go out and generate $400,000 in sponsorship revenue. This will be, if we get this one, this will be our third school district that we are that we're going after, and with the other two, we're jamming. The first one had like 25 schools. By the time we're all said and done, we'll have done 40 apps there. We've got another one that we're just getting started with that's got like 86 schools. It's a charter school that's actually in multiple locations. So there's all kinds of stuff going on, and that's the type of information that crew membership is going to get you. It's just that little heads up. Realistically, I think the information that's on our website right now, if it was there when we first got started in this business, I wouldn't need anything else to go out and sell my first 100 apps. I would be done, literally. But get in where you fit in, do the deal, and just get to studying, because that's really what it's all about. So with that being said, you definitely want to get involved with the crew, join today. And not only that, if you're one of those people that is not a sales rep and you're in this business and you want to go out there and you want to hire sales reps, one of the things that we're going to be doing with a little bit of time is we're going to put together a database of information on a completely different website that will be white labeled. So if you've got sales reps and you want to train those sales reps, just go to that website, have them watch the video, and then work with them on the information that was there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we are just getting started. It's really, really exciting. Greatest industry ever. So thanks for your attendance today, and go out and make some sales. And I am going to stop